Previously on Bayou Grouch.
Yay! We got our own ship finally! Yay!
I've been working on this ship for a while. I got it up and running last week, testing the engines, the guns, that sort of thing. But there is something we should wrap up. We never finished the Ewok movies.
What's that about?
Something for later, don't worry about it.
Alright, let's take another crack at Ewoks, Battle for Endor.
Now, the conclusion.
Hello? Are we coming in?
Ah, finally! I was wondering if we were ever going to get through, but considering how half-assed Nigel put this ship together, can you blame me? Ow!
What did we learn?
Don't make fun of the ship. Well, anyway, where were we? Back with our heroes, Noah is trying desperately fighting the urge to become Sindul's new caretaker, but his fate is sealed after the first night. You see, Sindul is having trouble getting to sleep, constantly having nightmares about the marauders and dealing with the grief of losing her family, and you can't help but feel bad for the little girl. Eventually, Noah opens up about his own crash landing with his friend Salak, who went off to find a replacement power source for their ship, but it's been a while and Noah has no delusions of what happened.
My friend Salak, he's not coming back. I know that now.
And if the audience was paying attention, we know what happened to Salak. Remember what Tarek said?
Is this not a hidden ship? Are you not the guardian of the power?
That description kind of fits Noah now, doesn't it? Since his Star Cruiser is fairly impressive. It's a lot bigger than the one that Sindul and her family crash landed in. After Noah opens up about his own ordeal, Sindul finally gets comfortable to open up about what happened to her and her family, talking about her mom and how she used to put her to sleep with a lullaby. But there's kind of this suspicious crow hanging out outside. The next morning, Sindul wakes up to a woman calling her name.
Mommy?
It's a trap!
Suspiciously sounding like her mom. And to top it off, she starts singing the lullaby.
Shining bright, my star.
Wow, a blonde hippie in the forest? That never ends well.
I told you there was no escape.
Noah and Wicket, just missing the abduction, head back to the cabin to begin the suit-up montage. Oh god, I love suit-up montages. They bring Sindul before Tarek to unlock the power of the crystal. She says no. Tarek gets frustrated and throws her in a dungeon with Charl, giving her till morning to come clean. The rescue party is underway, but slow moving due to the rough terrain. Charles constantly badgering Sindul to unlock the power, since her ass is on the line too. Sindul explains exactly what these two need to hear, but they're too damn stubborn to even listen to what she's saying. They're convinced the crystal is a key to a power greater than their own, revealing what happened to Salak in the process.
Salak.
Tarek killed Salak for the power then. He'll kill you and me for it now.
Yeah, that's pretty grim, but the true grim part is, you remember all those Ewoks in Return of the Jedi? Our Caravan of Courage. There's actually a good bit of them in that movie. Well, this is all that's left. What happened to them, you wonder? Well, I didn't see any crops outside that castle, and those dudes have meat on their plates. Well, the Ewoks kinda ate the stormtroopers, so full circle? But what Charles said always bothered me.
This is a strange power. It's different.
It is the power I've searched for.
I know since she was a witch, everything revolves around magic with her, but the same marauders carrying around blasters don't know that a power source devoid of a ship is no more useful than a paperweight. It can't be a lack of understanding, because if you look at their blasters, they've been patching these things up for a while, rebuilding them to the point that the poor things are being held together with bandages and can malfunction at any time. If they know how to do that, shouldn't they know how to plug a crystal into a ship and, leave? The rescue party finally makes it to the castle, climbing the wall the old-fashioned way and avoiding the obviously trapped moat, disposing of a guard and making their way to the dining hall. Now, how they get across is really stupid.
Get your foot out of my eye.
And before somebody brings it up, yes, the Obi-Wan TV show had a very similar scene that people made fun of, and it should be made fun of here too. But it's more defendable here and not there. For one, in the Obi-Wan TV show, that was a military installation on high alert. That is stupid. Here, everybody is drunk off their ass. Exhibit A. Exhibit B. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to notice. And if you can't tell, I am not a fan of the Obi-Wan TV show. I will knock that show until the day I die. The scenes with Obi-Wan and Vader are fantastic and belong in a better TV show, but the rest of that thing is just garbage. The trio make it to the dungeon with 2 guards on watch. Teak grabs the keys and improvises their downfall. I'm still on the fence on whether he's a Jedi or not. He kind of acts like one, but there's not enough proof there. But it makes you wonder. Everyone is freed except for the evil witch, Sindel getting her last words in before leaving.
No, not her. She's evil.
Which she deserves. But using the front door isn't an option. So Noah makes an exit while Deej and Wicket are holding off the marauders. Noah finally learns about his friend's fate and the power crystal grabbing it on the way out, with Wicket and Deej bringing up the rear.
Run, you little bugger! Run!
Minus the food supply, Sindel, and the power supply, Tarek is not happy. So he enlists Charles to help track everybody down, but taking the rings so she can't just fly away. Our heroes make a beeline for Noah's ship that has defenses strong enough to repel the incoming attack, but there's a slight hiccup. The old girl has seen better days, so Noah needs a little bit more time to get her up and running, meaning the Ewoks have to run interference. It's not their first rodeo. They fought the Stormtrooper Regiment back during episode 6. They've had experience with stuff like this. The only problem is their numbers are not what they was during that movie. It's down to 24, if that, against all of this. But hey, if you give these guys enough time, they can bring down ATSTs easy enough. But it's game time, and the battle for Endor has begun, and this is the rest of the movie. Just straight up action, and I love it. I know people give the Ewoks crap, but hey, the bears aren't afraid to put a hole in a dude. As the battle drags on, you can tell this is where most of the film's budget went. Pyrotechnics galore is what I would describe this. And the cool thing is the fight isn't as one-sided as you think. Teak gets rid of the mounts and wraps up a few of the bad guys, but the Ewoks are doing most of the heavy lifting. When they run out of arrows, they pick up blasters and start repelling the attack. But the sheer numbers of the marauders pushes them back against the ship. Just when things start looking grim, Noah pulls a miracle out of his butt. Now the fight is really on, and you see Noah's ship for what it is. It's not just a ship, it's a warship, fitted out with cannons and a giant turbo laser on top. So yeah, the marauders are screwed.
Aha! Do not come around bothering me.
Plus, the Ewoks get a catapult working, chunking armed charges at the guys. It doesn't take long for the marauders to turn tail and run, getting pushed back. A few of them are trying to grab Wicket for takeout before they leave. If only there was a hero to save Wicket.
Bitch!
I make fun of these two films for this, but Deej feels like he's carrying the whole species on his back. Now, even though the marauders left the forest, there's still one bad guy left. Tarek has an ultimatum, Sindel for the power. I don't know if he's talking about the ship or the crystal. I would assume the ship since, it's got guns on it, but he's kind of vague. Noah gives him the counteroffer, release the girl and they'll do over the crystal. And we finally get to see why Tarek was the king of the marauders. There was absolutely no way that Noah was going to win this fight. So what do you do when Noah is about to eat it? Simple. Cheat. And this has got to be the most poetic way possible for Tarek to go out, grasping a power he does not understand while being destroyed by it. And since the ring is sealed in Tarek's hand, there's no way for Charl to get it back and assume her original form, meaning she's stuck as a crow. The movie closes with a bittersweet ending, everybody having to say goodbye, Noah to Teak and Sindel to her surrogate family, boarding the repaired ship and heading back home to Coruscant. And that was Ewoks Battle for Endor. I won't lie, I love this movie. It's 10 times better than Caravan of Courage, without a doubt. Not only is it bookended by action scenes, but after the opening where it's just go, 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 it actually stops and takes time to slow down and explore the more emotional fallout and trauma that Sindel's going through. Nothing this deep was present in the previous film. Plus, I like Sindel better than Mace. Both kids are danger prone, don't get me wrong, but whereas Mace was the cause of his own problems most of the time, Sindel, when she got captured, it was rarely her fault. The flying thing, Wicket woke that thing up. When Charles kidnapped her, that was master manipulation. She used Sindel's trauma against her to lure her out into the open so she can grab her. I can't fault Sindel for that because at the end of the day, she was still a little girl who just wanted her mama. I can't fault her for getting grabbed by Tarek though. She was safe inside the ship. She decides to go outside the ship to yell at people about to blast her friend. If it wasn't for Dee, she would have had a hole in her head. And I will admit this film does have problems. Tarek's motivations are not exactly clear. Does he want the ship or some supernatural properties that he associated with the crystal? The dialogue in the film can point to either one, and that's if you can understand him in the first place. The mask they put on the actor really hampers his speech, and Tarek's is one of the better ones. Some of the other actors are fit too loose or just tacked on. Look at these two right here. That don't look cool at all. And this guy right here, you can actually see the actor underneath the rubber mask. But other than that, I can't fault this movie with much. It didn't have the budget of the mainline films, but with what it did have available, at the time, I personally think they did a good job. The villains made an impression, even though it's obvious Tarek was heavily influenced by Vader, his obsession with the power of the crystal was borderline madness. And in retrospective is probably what the writers were going for, and I imagine if they had just a little bit more time, it would probably iron it out. And then you have the witch herself, Charl, who inspired a whole faction in the Star Wars universe. And you gotta give the movie credit. It had guts to take the story into deeper waters dealing with tragedy, loss, and trauma. Topping it all off, it chose to end with a somber goodbye instead of a celebration like the previous films. And that's something I can give The Mandalorian shit about, because if y'all remember, the original ending for The Mandalorian was season 2. And it had a very similar ending to this. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't inspired by this ending. We don't want to say goodbye to our characters, but it's a part of life. At the end of the day, the point of a story is it has to have a conclusion, a satisfying or not so satisfying ending. If it never concludes, we never get to say goodbye to these characters, or worse, the character begins to stagnate because their story does not have a conclusion. It just keeps going indefinitely until eventually they become something you don't even recognize anymore. But unfortunately, no one told Disney this. Now, The Mandalorian has 2 good seasons, a mediocre 3rd season, and a movie with the kind of direction I expect from a bar patron at closing. If you can't tell, I highly recommend this movie, and if you can, watch both films. The first one is a prototype and the second one is the real deal. It's the actual movie. Well, that's done and over with. What's next on the agenda, my scaly friend? Holy crap! Really? A Star Destroyer?
That is another surprise I've arranged.
Really? This show means so much to you that you actually got a Star Destroyer to help celebrate the 4th anniversary?
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Okay, you wait right here. I'm gonna go look at it. Whee! Awesome, awesome, awesome.
That moron actually believes I got him a Star Destroyer too. There is a sucker born every day.
Yay! It's a Mark II Star Destroyer. Look at the guns. Look at the experience.
Attention, unknown vessel. By the authority of the Galactic Empire, you are hereby ordered to power down your ship and prepare to be boarded.
So you're not a gift from my buddy Nigel?
Don't be daft, you slimy reptile. We are on a search and destroy mission for a ship that attacked one of our star yards last week.
I got it up and running last week, testing the engines, the guns, that sort of thing.
Your ship matches the description of the suspect vessel. We will be impounding your ship and taking you into custody. Any action will be seen as hostile and will result in your destruction.
Boop.
You were warned. Prepare for your doom.
Crap.
That is my signal to hightail it. Peace, y'all.
Nigel, dude, we got a boogie. Hey, yo, Nigel. That's not good. Did you organize all of that just to get back at me?
I felt I was just returning the favor from last Star Wars month.
Dude, I'm a ghost right now.
You will be restored by next video. Stop complaining.
Oh, I'm going to complain, and you're going to have to listen to me. In fact, all of you are going to have to listen to me complain. Hey, wait, where are you going? Come back!